Hey, good morning. How are you? Great. We were talking about legacy software and the hidden cost behind it. We never thought about that actually, seriously. Business owners like you and me, we never thought about really how much loss we are having by using a legacy software just because we think getting a new software is costlier and there won't be much ROI. You're wrong. I'll give you an example. A few weeks ago, an HR manager whom I know quite well for last maybe a decade or so was thrilled that he finally find a perfect candidate after a long time. Okay. Now what happens? He was very excited about that. Great interviews, strong skills. Everyone was excited. All that was left was sending the offer letter. Now she logged into a recruitment system and it froze. It hung up. They tried again, the HR manager tried again and again, nothing happened. The software was so old that even the loading icon looked ancient. Looked like from the ages, from the Windows 95 kind of model, 98 kind of model. The only person, and you know what happens in such scenarios, the only person who knows to fix this or get this up again is on leave or is not available for next 2-3 days. And so they waited for 1 or 2 days, 3 days. By the time this guy came back, fixed it, and by the time the letter was sent out, the candidate had already accepted another offer because he got the offer letter faster there. Now, just think back, let's go back on the scale. Months of searching, different resumes, filtering to resumes, hours of interviews, everything gone in waste just because you have an outdated system. Doesn't this feel something like, I'm just giving an example of an HR, but look into any of your departments where you have some kind of hidden software. Doesn't this feel like you are the one who actually faced this once, twice, or thrice? You are not alone in this, okay? There are a lot of people who are in this kind of situation. If you ever lost a great hire just because your systems were clunky, and you know how frustrating it is, It's not very easy to get a hire. It's like sales. It's not easy to get a sale or a lead, and you just lose it because your software is not getting up when you need it. That's the worst thing that you could have, the most frustrating thing that you could do. So much of effort going in, so much of nurturing going in behind that, either to get a talent or maybe a lead, all the same, sales. And you are just slowed down because the tools to use are of the yesteryears, decades old, and you are not ready to upscale that basically. Many of these businesses like yours face this same bottlenecks from the old systems that they use. Now, why legacy? What is legacy software? Not why, but what is legacy software? If that word is too technical for someone, it's basically outdated technology. The software that's been made 5 years, 10 years back, and is of the older technology, older frameworks, and its support time by the manufacturers or the providers of the frameworks, right from the frameworks and database, they themselves don't support those versions. But it stays in the organization because it feels familiar. You feel familiar when you're sitting in front of your legacy software because you have been using it for years now. And you feel safe, right? Now, there is some technical limitations rising out of this legacy software. What normally happens is as your operating system grows, as your technology grows, your internet grows, you are used to working faster. Okay? And these legacy softwares are built on this hardware and the software of the olden generation. So it gets slower in utilization, number one. Number two, it's very hard to integrate those with the models that you have today, with the modern CRMs or ERPs. It's difficult to integrate them because there is no built-in bridge. You need to create and build a bridge for them to be integrated. Now that creation of bridge is not very easy because you need an intermediate in between which can act to understand both of them, convert things as needed, and then push data up and down. And also the older technologies, the data pool is limited, the experts are limited because all have moved on to newer technologies. They don't want to survive. So they have moved into the newer technologies. Now, is there a real business impact out of this? If I'm looking at hiring as an example, or if I'm looking at sales as an example, yes, what happens? The delay in processing data, delay in sending out quotations or proposals, or maybe delaying sending out the offer letters and the communication is costing you. The team that you have is putting a lot of effort to make sure they get the right people, they get the right clients for you, and just because you have outdated technology, outdated software, they're losing clients at times because nobody wants to wait. You see, even if you're looking at from an HR perspective for a candidate, or you're looking at a client perspective for a project, nobody wants to wait. Everybody wants things yesterday. They don't want it today. They wanted it yesterday. Now, in that scenario, don't you think it's time for a change? Really, sit down with your team, evaluate your current systems. If what matters to you, the speed of the technology, speed of the software, or hiring the right people and getting them on the table in front of the desk at the right time is what is important for you. You need to finalize what is important and check on whether your existing systems are actually helping the team work faster, work better, and get more results, or they are holding them back. Evaluate that. Then you get an answer, yes or no. Really, a modern recruitment platform or a modern SaaS-based application that's available off the shelf could also be used. But normally what happens in environments which are built over time, there are many things that are customized and personally built into the system by the business owner. And those are very effective things basically, because this has come into the process after a lot of hard work, lot of losses by the business owner, a lot of playing around. He has put in a lot of effort and a lot of losses has been got to make sure we have a right process. Now, taking a SaaS-based model or purchase something off the shelf will not help you groove your system through this process. It has its own set of process. You have to go through that. You need to change your system. And with that change, there is problem in the teams. The team gets uncomfortable. Their comfort levels go. Also, you may have to change the whole process, which may not be effective, or may be effective, may not be effective. And then you need to go through the whole cycle of reworking on those, losing money again. So best thing is, set down your systems on a paper, get a nice team who understand what is migration, who knows what all things can be automated into this system to be more effective, give more leverage to the people who are using it, and the things become faster for them. So find the right people, get them on board, take them along, and then create and develop the new system and implement it piece by piece, not overnight, piece by piece, so people start getting used to the new system. The fear of a change is mitigated to a great extent. They don't fear because things are coming in slowly. Slowly things are coming in. They start accepting as a part of life and it changes over. Find people who can support you in that. Find people who are understanding, who have empathy, who have expertise. These are the people who can help you build and implement the system. A professional kind of team, like a AI kind of team, cannot do that because they don't have the empathy. They don't understand the feelings or emotions of the users, and that is very important when you build things. I'll just give a small example. Some pages he has been working for last 15 years with a green color and a red button. Tomorrow you give a red color and a green button. It becomes confusing for him. For a development perspective, for a management perspective, a simple change of color, what makes a difference? But really for the guy who has been used to that, it's a lot of difference. We want him comfortable. Also, we want to change the system. We need to do some things personally for him to make sure he's comfortable in that. Let's do that and set up a new system. I'm sure you will really enjoy setting up the new system and the growth with that. Every new change is bound to have always oppositions by the teams using it. That's a normal human process. But how easy, how comfortable, how very low lying we can make that opposition and make them understandable, bring them into our mindset, thought process, is what the development team and the management team is supposed to be looking at and doing. Don't you feel so? Let's grow that, let's see how nice systems can be built and implemented into your existing team, thereby getting more results, and you can connect those with new systems that you're already trying to use it and purchased. Have a nice day. In case you get stuck somewhere, feel free to connect with us. We are there to support you, guide you, run you through with that. Or in case you feel some of the friends are in such a scenario with a legacy system, connect them with us. We can be with them. We can guide them.